Hi, I'm Tim McMahon here at the Cherry Street Mission Ministries at the Max Street Cafe for a very special story today here with Nikki Mori. Nikki, thanks for having us out.
Thanks for coming.
Now, this is a food show, so we're going to be in here in the kitchen a little bit, but I want you to give us a little bit of a background on Cherry Street Mission Ministries.
Sure. We've been around since the 40s, and we serve the public that are experiencing homelessness. But that also means people who are also experiencing poverty. So when COVID is over and we're able to open up our doors, that also means we have services and access to resources to people who are maybe not homeless, but about to be homeless.
You offer a bunch of programs here. As far as the Max Street Cafe and the kitchen here, you know, do people just come in? Are they a part of a program? How do they get meals here?
Right now during COVID, if you are a resident with us, we serve 3 meals a day, every day out of the year. If we were outside of COVID, then anybody from the community can come in, and that includes people who are business people who want to come and have a lunch. We again serve 3 meals a day, and they are very good, very tasty, very filling. And we sneak in some vegetables in there too.
You always got to sneak in the vegetables. I like that you sneak it in. So it's not like a traditional, like, you know, people might think of like a soup kitchen. Like, these are chefs back here making really delicious food. Tell me a little bit about the food and some of the prep that goes into it.
When you come to the Max Street Cafe, you are allotted choices. Every meal that we serve is going to be balanced, so it's going to have a fruit or a vegetable, a starch and a protein, or a grain. And then that allows people to start their day at their best. We do have some guests who have jobs outside of our campus, and so sometimes we pack a lunch for them or pack a breakfast for them, and again following the same thing, making sure it's balanced and it's tasty.
Here in the kitchen at the Cherry Street Mission Ministries Max Street Cafe with Carrie Jo. She's a chef. What are you going to take us through today?
So today we're going to be making strata, which our guests will eat tomorrow for breakfast. And today it's going to be actually be a turkey bacon strata. And we have peppers and onions, and of course some cheese to throw in with it as well.
And I'm going to do my best to help you out.
Perfect.
Right? Okay. Why this item, and where did you get all your food to prepare this?
So this item, because we get a lot of donated bread. The bread comes from various grocery stores. People pick up from Churchill's. They pick up from Kroger, Meijer, Walmart, you name it. We get bread from them.
So this is bread that otherwise would just be discarded, and now you're turning it into what, like bread pudding, in this case strata, and other items, right?
Yes, so we'll just, you know, for your strata or bread pudding, you want the bread to be a little bit stale, so this stuff is perfect. And some of this bread is actually left over from lunch today. We had open-faced sandwiches, so it's been in the hot box, so it's a little bit toasty, so that'll be great for us.
So this is a good way of actually showing people at home, you know, ways to be crafty as well.
Yes, there's no reason to throw away leftovers. We try as best as we can to use all of our product and use it well. So if we've used it once, odds are it's going to be turned into something else. But leftover vegetables, vegetable soup, mixed vegetables. Tonight Andy is making shepherd's pie and chicken pot pie out of leftover vegetables from the week.
But we do want to mention though, like the turkey, I mean, people just can't bring in their leftovers from a barbecue. Like, you have to bring in, you know, a frozen turkey.
Yes, frozen turkey. So over the holidays, we had just an outpouring of love and donation from our community, and a bunch of turkeys. So these turkeys, we cooked them off earlier this week, and this is some of the leftovers, so we're going to use our leftover turkey.
Alrighty.
And then we had a wonderful donor donate us some bacon for Christmas, and we had some leftover in the freezer, so we said, you know, let's cook down some bacon. A
little tip here too, you put it in the oven rather than on a skillet, and you can get more.
Yes, it cooks off faster, it cooks off more evenly, and you don't have the risk of, I know, I always splatter myself with grease, and I don't have to deal with that when it's in the oven.
What am I going to be doing to help?
Well, if you would like to start cubing up the bread, so we want them to be a little bit bite-sized pieces.
Do you try things out at home before you come in?
I do, and before we started, I was telling you about our cheddar zucchini meatloaf. That is something I made at home, and then my husband really liked it, so I thought maybe our guests would like it as well, and it turned out it was nice, moist and juicy. And we make all of our meatloaf and Salisbury steak, stuff like that, with venison here, and venison is a lot leaner, so it tends to be, you got to add extra to it to make it moist. So the zucchini added a nice texture. Moisture. Please.
Just kidding. You got to have a little fun in the kitchen.
A little bit, yes.
Or is that a faux pas?
No, I mean, with the knife cuts, those typically tend to be real.
I've done it at home before. That's no fun.
So the next thing we want to do is we're going to saute some peppers and onions. So I'm going to get the heat started on the stove with a little bit of oil.
That was pretty quick with the onions and the peppers, and we get the turkey going. You're just going for shredding it a little bit more than it already is, right?
So that it's not too big. You know, anytime you take a bite, you're not working to tear off a piece with your teeth. We're going to do another handful, no measurements here, shredded, bite-sized little pieces that'll mix in well when we add the eggs. Nice and meaty, nice hearty. Yep, we're going to start baking next.
Is that good?
Yes. So here we try not to measure anything out. Not that we try not to, that sounded wrong. But we don't measure much things out because we go by, you know, we taste our food as we cook it. And our guests, they really like flavorful things. So if you're all about that, you know, just a little salt and a little pepper, we'll train you up right if you come and help down here. So lots of flavor, lots of, you know, different textures in the foods. One thing that we're always conscious of when we're preparing food for our guests is different allergies and different beliefs. So we have some guests who they don't eat pork. So not all of our strata is going to have pork in it. All right, so that'll be enough bacon for this. We're going to add our egg mixture, 14 quarts of eggs. So if we're doing scrambled eggs for breakfast, it's about 360 eggs. And then we're going to add some garlic. I love garlic. I know we use onion bread and we have some sauteed onions, but let's face it, you cannot have enough onions. We're gonna throw that around. And then of course a staple for every dish, little pepper, and of course salt. And that just helps to bring out the flavor of everything. Mix it in so that everything's nice and wet. So now the staler your bread is, the more it'll soak up the mixture. This is my favorite part.
My favorite part, just watching it. So I can only imagine the joy you're getting out of it.
When we make French toast bake, or if we're just doing a large batch of something that needs mixed up, I like to throw it in this tilt skillet over here, because in essence it acts as a giant bowl and just, you know, all up in it. If you want to grab that cheese, and then we'll let this mixture sit overnight so that everything can nice and soak together. And then Kristen is going to bake it off in the morning, and our guests will enjoy a nice strata for breakfast.
It's the Cherry Street Mission Ministries Max Street Cafe, doing so many great things here in the community, including making delicious food.